afternoon, good evening. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about this being our first opportunity to come together for the moment in the Word, or just a little medicine for your mind, a little strategy for your soul in terms of this Bible study spectrum for 2025. 2025, this is our first opportunity to come together, and I am most certainly excited in the midst. I hope that you are safe and warm through the frigid winds and the cold weather of this great city of Atlanta. How we will shut the whole city down just at the moment of movement of the idea that there might be potentially some inclement weather coming our way. And so, thank you so much for staying connected. I am blessed in this new year. And we have been in a series of messages on Sunday morning talking about the kingdom and about thriving, engaging, and executing and evolving is the thematic thrust for our movement for 2025. Thriving in 2025, thrive in 2025. And most certainly that is my prayer. I'm prayerful that God would put on the agenda for the Enon Church every avenue by which I can assist you with being the kingdom citizen that you so need and desire to be. And so that we can advance the kingdom together, but also a church that will make sure that we are well, a church that worships, evangelize, love, and lead. I'm praying that God would afford me the opportunity to continue to reach outside the spectrum and the doors of the house of 3550 and 3570 to make sure that we are serving this present age and doing as God has called us to do. And so I thank God for each and every one of you affording me the opportunity to continue to serve you as pastor. And as we dive in tonight, I've gotten so many messages about the previous messages of 1 Corinthians 13. And so because of that, I want to complete it. I want to finish it up. And we'll get to 1 Corinthians 13, verse 6, I think, where we stopped off. We'll start there tonight, where we stopped off last when we took our break for Christmas and for the holiday season. But most certainly, it is great to hear from you, and I hope that you will email me and share your thoughts relative to these lessons and to our ministry as a whole. It is great always to hear from you in knowing that we are being effective in what it is that we do. So, yeah, so basically, it is awesome to be able to hear that we're making thrives and strives in ministry, to that we're really being effective. And so I heard from you relative to 1 Corinthians 13. I want to complete it. So let's dive right in. And we're in verse 6 tonight. And so let's pray. Father, I thank you for every person that's connected on this line. I thank you for every person that's with me tonight in this conglomeration of communication that you have given us, that we can electronically communicate. And God, I thank you that those persons who are tuned in, that they have a heart for you. They want to get to know you and they want to thrive in you. And so, God, as we engage tonight, and as we evolve to the point of trying to be who you have designed and purposely planned for us to be, we ask that you will give us the tools necessary through the preach gospel and the teach gospel to be your people in the earth so that we can bring about a change. And so, God, we praise you. We give you thanks for this new year. We thank you that you kept us, that you never left us. And we thank you that even in the midst of all that's going on in the world, that you are still our God and that you are not going to resign. You're not up for re-election. You can't be impeached and you're never going anywhere. You're not going to abdicate your throne. And so, God, we love you. We thank you. Be in the midst tonight. Touch those homes that are connected. Touch those individuals that are connected, that you might be able to bless us individually, but yet collectively as a resource called the Enon Church. Thank you so much. In Jesus' name, I thank you so much, God, for being who you are, and we love you. Amen. Listen, tonight, as we dive in to 1 Corinthians 13:6, we're gonna talk tonight about let's talk about tools for thriving in love relationships, love and relationships, for tools for thriving in love and relationships. So as we look at that, look at those tools for what it is. And 1 Corinthians 13:6, look at what it says. It says, rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoice in truth. At times, every relationship, whether it be husband, whether it be wife, whether it be parent or child, whatever has some serious problems, none of us can have a happy, healthy, enduring relationship unless, ladies and gentlemen, unless we know how to, here it is, this is the paramount thing, unless we know how to talk and really communicate about our problems. Not just talking about the good stuff, but about the problems and the problems that arise in relationships. So the key to thriving in love and relationships, number one, 1 Corinthians records that, and it says, but listen to what it says again. And this is how there's a Bible that's called the Phillips New Testament version. And it reads this way. It says, love has good manners and does not pursue selfish advantage. It is not touchy. It does not keep account of evil or gloat over the wickedness of others and other people. And so, on the contrary, it is glad with all good men when truth prevails. And so, this verse in the Phillips presentation of the New Testament, it talks about two requirements for resolving relationship problems. And basically, within the context of that, that's why I want to hit tonight. There are two requirements, just two, for resolving relationship problems. And one is, and here it is, this is tough sometimes, refuse to gossip. GOSSIP. Refuse to gossip. Refuse to gossip. Refuse to gossip. Look at somebody in the house. I hope you got somebody in the house that's sitting next to you or that you're connected to. If you're not, let me challenge you to call someone, tell them to tune in to this presentation of a moment in the Word, and that you really want to connect to them. But here it is. Refuse to gossip. Love cannot rejoice in wrongdoing and iniquity of others, because love, guess what, rejects all kinds of sin. And so the most common way, I want you to get this, the most common way we rejoice at wrongdoing is through gossip. Gossip. And gossip, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing more than to enjoy sharing the private affairs of others. It doesn't matter. And that's the thing, well, I'm telling the truth. Well, here's the point. If the truth is, if it is the truth and the information is true and it's not your business, or if it's not shared to help or protect, it is nothing but rejoicing at wrongdoing. That's all it is. Because on the contrary, when we look at Proverbs chapter number 17, verse 9, Proverbs 17:9, I want you to look at what it says right there. Proverbs 17:9, and look at what it says. It says, he that covereth a transgression seeketh love. He that covereth a transgression seeketh love. This means we promote love by what? Not gossiping. Not gossiping about the faults, watch this, of others. Married couples, please, married couples, if you're married, like this and share it with somebody if they're not there with you. Married couples, please pay close attention. Never ever, I'm always counseling couples and I tell them never ever share your spouse's faults with anyone, especially your parents. Especially your parents. When husbands and wives begin to put their partner down to their parents, guess what happened? A great divide immediately appears, and that is very difficult to close. It's very difficult to get that gap closed up, because guess what I've discovered? You should never share any of your problems, your spouse's problem, with your parents, unless you have the permission of your spouse. If you have a relationship problem, you should never ever speak of your spouse without your spouse's permission. Let me say this. That's why when I do counseling with couples, I don't do it separate. I will not talk with the gentleman without talking to the lady. I will not speak. Notice why I said married couples, gentleman, lady. You got it? All right. See, so what I'm saying to you is I will not talk to one without the other because I know there's always three sides: his side, her side, and the truth when they both are communicating together. And so you got to be real careful with that. You cannot, because I've discovered that if someone puts the other one down to the parent may never ever regain the love and affection for that in-law again. But you'll be back together and both of y'all will be mad with me. So listen, if you have problems, you should share with your spouse. And once you do that, you should share with a pastor or a marriage counselor who can be, here it is, objective. And I have shared with many of the congregation members of our church, which I have gotten close to. I've told them I'm going to send you to someone else because I don't want you to think that I'm being a person taking one side and not being objective. I have many faults. And guess what? Libby knows my faults. My wife could share with you, but to my knowledge, I'm going to just say that, she's never shared my faults with anyone. And do you know why? Because it's very simple. Because she loves me. And the fact that she doesn't share my faults causes me to love her even more. Because she knows, listen, ladies and gentlemen, she knows that according to Proverbs 17:9, in that B portion, look at what it says. Let's go there again. Let's go there again. Proverbs 17:9 in the B portion, it said, but he that repeateth a matter separateth very friends. Because if you want to ruin your marriage, just repeat the faults or mistakes of your spouse to your parents or to your friends. And so to thrive in love and in relationships, we got to refuse to gossip. And then here's the next thing: rejoice in the truth. Refuse to gossip, rejoice in the truth. Love always rejoices with the truth, never with falsehood or pretentiousness or being pretentious, because a love never compromises. You know, my mother used to have a thing where she would say, son, don't lie and don't be pretentious. Be who you are and be glad that God made you who you are. Don't be pretentious. Be a real you, because once you're being a fake and a phony to somebody else, when you get home, you know who you are. Love never compromises, whether it's biblical or truth, biblical truth or relationship truth. That to thrive in any relationship, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me closely. To thrive in any relationship, you got to be honest and truthful by admitting you have a problem. The greatest solution to any problem is realizing and admitting that you have one. That is the greatest and most important step. If you don't do that, you cannot improve your relationship. If you want your relationship to improve and you want to thrive in your relationship, you can't do that unless you are willing to be truthful. Love rejoices with truth. However, telling the truth can sometimes be destructive rather than constructive. I want you to get that. Telling the truth sometimes can be destructive rather than constructive. Do you feel me? Just type in the comments. I feel you, Pastor. You saying that. I got it. I get it. Because if it's not shared and discussed properly, it can be destructive. You got to know how to do it. If you really love someone, you will always rejoice that the truth is being shared, even if it hurts, because being truthful, ladies and gentlemen, is imperative to building a better relationship. That's how we started 10 lessons ago. Here are 3 ways, and I'm going to share these 3 ways, and we're going to get out of here. I'm a little longer tonight, just a little bit. But here are 3 ways to speak so you can rejoice in the truth. Here are 3 ways. All right. Speak the truth lovingly. This is vital ingredient in all relationships because the Bible calls this speaking the truth in love in Ephesians chapter number 4, verse 15. But speak the truth in love may grow up into all things, which is the head, even Christ. But how do we know we are doing this? How do we know we're doing this? If we speak the truth in love, we will obey a command in Ephesians chapter number 4, verse number 29. Let's go there. All right? The A and B clause, which reads, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use and of edifying the word, translated corrupting, ladies and gentlemen, or corrupt means rotten or defiling. It refers to any words that are destructive and degrading. Any words that are destructive and degrading. We should never, ever confront a relationship problem when we are angry, angry, angry. My mother used to tell me, son, I love you, but right now I don't like you. Get somewhere and sit down because I'm angry with you and I'll hurt you. Angry people will hurt you. And we will probably be guilty of corrupting talk, you know, corrupting talk. You know what corrupting talk is when you say stuff out of vengeance, when you say stuff out of anger. And sometimes you can say some things that you will never ever be able to erase. You cut me, I bleed, the scar heals. But that scar in my heart from what you said that was really derogatory or degrading might take me forever in a lifetime. And even when I get to heaven, I still ain't forgot it. So if we are speaking the truth in love, we will want to say only what is, here it is, write this down, helpful for building up the relationship, not simply to get something off our chest for venting in anger. Speak the truth. Love also requires choosing the right time and the right place. Choosing a time, ladies and gentlemen, when you and the other person are both at your best, not when you're tired, not when you're frustrated, not when you're angry. This means that you got to remember, and remember in Ecclesiastes chapter number 8, verse 6, look at what it says. Look at what it says. Because to every purpose there is a time and judgment. Therefore, the misery of a man is great upon him. In other words, what he's saying here in this book, this great book here, what he's saying, there is in a proper time and a way for everything. Also, if you speak truth in love, you will attack the problem, not the person. Say that with me. Attack the problem, not the person. Your spouse should never think that you are the enemy. Your relationships and with everyone else, you should never be identified as the enemy. They ought to know that when you come to them with truthfulness, you're not coming to hurt, you're coming to help. Attack the problem, not the person. And listen, Therefore, instead of beginning the sentence with you always, you never, you always do this, you're just like that, you always say this, begin the sentence with, I feel. For example, I feel like you don't want to be with me. I mean, just be truthful. Or I feel like you don't love me like you used to. And so when we speak the truth in love, we always speak in ways that help, not hurt. Get that, ladies and gentlemen. To rejoice in truth, always speak the truth lovingly. Here's number 2. Speak the truth completely. Can somebody just say this with me? Don't leave out that part. Speak it completely. In a court of law, when people are sworn in and they're put under oath, place your right hand, place your hand on the Bible, lift your left hand. Let me say this. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Not only will failing to tell the whole truth get you in trouble in court, in the court of law, it'll also get you in trouble in a love relationship. As someone has said, the half-truth is a whole lie. Put that on the screen, Gabby. I know you're tired of me, but I got you. The half-truth is a whole lie. Well, you didn't tell me that part. And because that part was not told, the full disclosure was not made, and you could have just kept that. So when tempted to tell partial truths or half-truths, remember Proverbs chapter number 12, verse 19. The lip, L-I-P, the lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. And so this means truthful words will stand the test of times, but lies will soon be exposed. Come on now, talk to me. I'm in here tonight. It's because a lie or half-truth may come to your rescue for the moment, but like a boomerang, it will return to expose the lie. There is no substitute for a complete truth and honesty in relationships. Yet many people are not completely truthful because they don't want to create waves, if you will, waves in the relationship. One songwriter said a long time ago, your love is like a seesaw, up, down, all around. Therefore, many times husbands and wives refuse to completely be honest and confront the problem in their marriage, or people are not truthful in a friendship for the fear of hurting friends' feelings. However, Proverbs 28, verse 23, let's go there, declares that he that rebuketh a man afterwards shall find more favor than he that flattereth with the tongue. This means, ladies and gentlemen, you know what this means? You know what this means? This means people appreciate honest, constructive criticism far more than flattery. Love will tell the truth even when it hurts, because it's the only way to thrive in a relationship. Man, listen, don't tell me I look good and I look bad. Don't say, hey, Paula, man, you need to take that off. That's not you. Don't tell me I look good and then laugh around the corner. Man, come on, be real. Instead of hiding a hurt or sweeping it under the rug, be completely honest and speak the truth in love. That's what I'm saying. So to rejoice in truth, speak the truth lovingly, speak the truth completely. And here's number 3, speak the truth wisely. Think about it. Count the cost. You know the spouse, you know the individual, you know who you have friendships and connections and relationships to. To speak the truth in ways that improve our relationships, ladies and gentlemen, we must be wise. W-I-S-E, wise, wise, wise. Wisdom that resolves relationship problems come only from one source. That's wisdom don't come but from one source. One, and that's God. God. Because according to James chapter number 3, verse 17, there are 8 things that he lists here in the context that are always true about God's wisdom from above. Look at verse 17. Look at what it says. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceful, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. Godly wisdom is first pure, which means free from defiltered defilement or contamination. It includes being free from bitterness and selfishness or anger. Godly wisdom, number 2, is, guess what? Also, it is to speak words that are designed to bring harmony and not hostility. Proverbs chapter 15, verse number 1, peaceable, which means a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Next, wisdom from God, not harsh. Godly wisdom is also to be entreated, which means willing to listen, open to the idea. Is gentle, meaning it's open to reason, or easy, compromise, easy, compromise, easy, compromise, I'm stuck, easy, compromise, easy, compromise. I'm trying to tell you something. Be willing to be easy with the situation and to compromise. Your way ain't always the best way. Being flexible, godly wisdom, full of godly wisdom, doesn't want to be the punisher or the offender. It is forgiveness beyond what may be expected or deserved. I'm going to say that again. Forgiveness beyond what it may be expected or deserved. Mercy, which means it godly wisdom also deeds. It more is more than just talk. It's verified by action. It ain't just talking. I'm not just talking. I'm verifying this thing by action. I'm going to demonstrate what I articulate. Put that down. Demonstrate what I articulate. Free from prejudice. This means we don't let past offenses or hurts color our judgment, because sometimes we don't get hysterical, we get historical. And basically that is when something new arises or when time elapses, we bring up what was instead of trying to create what is. Did I just say something? Full of good fruit. It also is impartial. Finally, good wisdom is not hypocrisy. Because if we have wisdom from above, we don't have ulterior motives. So we only say what needs to be said to improve the relationship. But how can we get this kind of wisdom from God? A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. This means if we ask God, he will not rebuke or belittle us for asking. First, let me tell you, First Lady and I have been married for 30 years, 33 years. We have at least had 25 good years. Let me just say, really, to be honest, at times during our 33, almost 34, our marriage has not been what either of us really wanted it to be. We have had to speak the truth in love, tough, tough times, and it hurts. But when we speak the truth in love, we always rejoice with the truth because nothing can improve your relationships, and you cannot without truth. And so to rejoice in truth, we must speak the truth lovingly and completely and wisely. Telling the truth and dealing honestly with the relationship problems are painful, but well worth the ride. Because the pain, because love rejoices when the truth and rejoicing may be not be immediate. It may not be immediate, but the truth eventually improves the relationship, giving reason to rejoice. So, in regards to rejoicing in truth, remember Psalms 126, verse 5. I'm almost done, which reminds us, they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. Because we must also remember that in relationships, rejoicing in the truth oftentimes follow tears. So to thrive in a relationship, here's what I want you to get, and I'm done. Refuse to gossip and rejoice in the truth. Refuse to gossip and rejoice in the truth. Refuse to gossip and rejoice in the truth. I really, really sincerely pray that what I am giving and what I'm sharing is beneficial for our development and our relationships. I thank you for connecting. Thank you for staying connected. I hope you shout it and share it with someone. Pray for me, and I'll continue to pray for you. And I thank you for the opportunity to come into your homes in this dynamic. And I think this is working real well for us. And potentially over the summer, we'll change up some things. But you want to thrive in that relationship. Yeah, you want to thrive in that relationship. I pray for you, you pray for me. And remember, to the utmost, Jesus saves. To the utmost, Jesus saves. Go in peace. I love you very much. God bless you.